Today I shot a video for this Mustang you're seeing right behind me right here, and the weather, as natural Dutch weather, was all over the place, so this is how I did it. And actually it's one of the first time I actually did a video like this. Normally I just post my end results and happy with it, but I actually want to share the process on how I do it, and I want you guys to see how I improve in the way, and you maybe can learn something from that as well. If you see any faults in my videos when it is to my setup like this or in the actual editing and grading as well, just let me know, because we all can learn from each other. For this shoot I wanted to keep it simple. First, the weather was shit. There was not a long time, not a lot of light left, so we had to do with the stuff we had. Also, a big thank you for my girlfriend. She made all the behind the scenes shots. Without her, the video wouldn't be possible. It was one of the first time behind an actual camera, and she did absolutely fantastic. So hope she will like to do it more in the future for me, maybe, who knows. For the cameras, I'm using my well-trusty Canon R10. I'm actually filming this on right now. My Zoom Weeble S gimbal, a small, nice, compact gimbal, the DJI Minis 2, and also a Portkeys monitor, which is really cheap on Amazon. I think I paid like 100 bucks for it, which is nothing for an external screen. It has some good features, focus peaking, blah blah blah. First idea was where to shoot. I had like one day before, I was like thinking, where can I actually shoot this Mustang? And real quick narrowed down a nice barn and a Mustang with horses just clicked together. So that's what I did. Shot up, hey, let's do the old location. I have some nice ideas, let's do it. We also did like shifting transitions, foot pedals, revving up the car just to make that a nice transition. It was the first time for me playing with some stuff like this, so it was really interesting to do. Right after we have made the still shots, we went to do the rollers. And with the rollers, I came up with an issue right away. I have those really nice DJI mic minis you can see on my chest here and right here. I bought them just because why not, cheap and actually good quality, so I thought let's go, nice for cars. Yeah, well, when I was in the camera car and the Mustang was following us, the receiver on the camera wasn't able to connect with the mic, so my audio of the car kept cutting out. How I ended up fixing the issue, I connected my receiver to my phone and threw it into the trunk of the Mustang. That way I could put on the voice memo app and record the whole time when the car is driving, and then in the edit put the raw audio on top of the edit. I'll talk to the owner and it was pretty sketchy. It's a high horsepower car with rain on summer tires, and he didn't want to do too crazy stuff, which I completely understand. I'm not gonna make an owner do stuff he doesn't want to do to his car. So what we did is did some nice casual rollers, as you could see. It was pleasant and everything went pretty smooth nonetheless. I did a lot of takes. We found one really long road by accident actually, which is wide enough for us to do like switches and that kind of stuff. And it was perfect. We did a couple of takes. I think I have like 20 minutes of driving, if not more. And that, yeah, cut up the best parts and put them in the main video. He did say, hey, because it's raining, I'm willing to do it burnout, which made the video really cool, but it didn't really sync up with the rest. There was like a slow start with the static images, then like a transition into shifting and a full burnout. But then you came up into, oh, he paused and is actually slower driving, which could be a bit more aggressive for like the whole intensity of the video, but of course safety is priority and we didn't want to crash the car on the shoot, because I would be liable, I guess, because I made it do it.
Hello, how are you doing? I'm very cold. I'm just kidding, I'm not cold. It's pretty wet. My shit is wet and I'm wet too, but that has different reasons. Make me.
For the edit, this is where I knew I had to improve a lot, because the shots I make are good, are stable, are nice. Sometimes I don't even have to put like camera stabilizer on it, nothing. They just work. But where I was lacking is in color, sound, and actual storytelling. Those 3 points I really want to improve on down my line. And in this video, I put my focus in kind of telling a story with the voiceover. I put my soul a bit more into the color grading. I tried out some new stuff. It's DaVinci Resolve what I edit on, so yeah, you guys might know it. It's not the easiest program to work on, and especially learn to grade. You can do like power grades and stuff, but I want to learn it myself. And then sound design. I got a nice sound pack from Ocular Sounds, not sponsored, I wish. But it's actually a really good pack for the value you pay for. I paid 25 euros and it's amazing. All the extra sounds and noises came from that pack. So if you have 25 bucks laying around, definitely buy that pack, because it will skyrocket the quality of your videos and make it like more intense, like the Hollywood stuff, etc. Nonetheless, let's check out how I actually edit this video and talk what I did and how I did it. Maybe that's a bit better to explain how. Okay, let's go to the editing breakdown. First thing I always do, which isn't really, I think, the best, but it's just the way I do it, is I first color grade the footage. So let me just turn everything off. So first thing I did was convert the HDR-PQ to the Rec 709. So what I did is I went, input was the Rec inverse P3D65 ST 2048 500 nits. That worked the best for my case. All others will work. The 1000 nit will work, but the 500 nit, I just like the colder look of it somehow. It just gives that, it's a bit better. So yeah, now I had my footage converted, already looked a bit better. So I went on to the second one, and here not much is changing. I believe this was the color temperature. Then I went on the exposure, I adjusted the exposure a bit. Also just a subtle change, big of the shadows got back, and I think I dimmed the highlights a little bit to make it like a bit flatter. Then I added sharpening, so make it just so little slightly sharper. As you can guys see on the edges and on the headlights, it makes it like nice and sharp and crispy. You might not see it on the phone, but I know it's sharp, and that's all what matters. As long as you know that it's good, then it's good. Then I moved on to the actual LUT. Here I added one of the LUTs that I somehow got on my laptop. I have no idea where it came from. Just a nice dark green blue-ish. I thought it might suit the shitty weather that we always have in the Netherlands, so that's why it's on there. It works perfect. Does it actually count color grading just throwing a LUT on? I don't know. Let me know if you think I'm not color grading, I'm just throwing on a LUT. Then I'm not, then. Okay, then I went on to masking, because in my pictures, I do a lot of pictures as well. If you guys follow me on Instagram, that's what I started out of. And I do a lot of masking, which brings the videos to a complete different level. So that's what I also wanted to do with the videos. That's maybe not the right shot to show it on. Let me go to one of the driving shots. This one, for instance. Here we have the car driving, and you can actually see this is without the mask. I put a gradient mask. You can find them on this little circle here. You go to gradient and you put them like from the bottom, like you did in Lightroom. You add that, and it already gives a lot of more texture into the ground, and the ground gets more dark, which pulls your focus automatically to the car driving. It looks a bit nicer. Then I went to the next one, and that's just a slight light up on the car. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to put it all the way up so it like looks fake. So we just did a nice slight touch up. Then we went to a glow effect. I always love the black mist filters. I do own a couple, or one or two, but not for the new lens that I have that also films on. It's an 10 to 80 millimeters. Also, the whole video has been shot on the 10 to 18. It's a great lens, quick out of focus. Sadly, not really good in dark conditions and the f-stop is on the lowest side. So if you're picking it up, it's really great for real estate pictures or car shots when the blurriness or the bokeh doesn't really matter that much. That's straight into the camera, but I just added it in post because DaVinci is pretty good with that. Then we went on to another filter, which is halation. Halation makes like slight soft edge, as you can see here around. It's like a bit of reddish. Gives like that nice retro look. Like, I don't know if you guys know Nitrite, they do it a lot of in their vlogs. I love that style and I did it, also inspired me to put on my own videos. So yeah, added some halations onto that. Perfect. That was with color grading, then just copied the whole node tree and posted it on each individual shot and then adjusted it accordingly to the shot. The first thing that I had in mind is I have to make a build-up. And how do I make a build-up when I did not film enough to make a build-up? I did film some B-roll here and there, but yeah, B-roll. People, nowadays you just scroll and everything is gone. So how did I end up making B-roll? I found a nice AI voice, which I liked. Doesn't sound really too much roboty. If you hear it multiple times, it does. But if you hear it once, like on Instagram, then it's perfect. So I was like, it's a huge car, so it came out like this.
Most cars try to be efficient, quiet, predictable, built to fit in, not stand out. But some cars don't follow that. They're louder, heavy.
You get the point. I added a nice touch to make it kind of a story. So that's why I got the narrator. Then I will search some music. I believe I got this music from SoundCloud. If you ever struggle to find music for like an Instagram edit or YouTube edit, whatever, and you don't, it's not like copyrighted, go and look on SoundCloud. There are such amazing artists on there, which you cannot find on YouTube. You can probably find them on YouTube, but you cannot find them on Spotify and anywhere else. So it's a nice tip from me. Go on SoundCloud if you need some good songs that not everyone is using. I like the build-up of it, like nice, slow, like almost piano-ish. I like the build-up, but then I had to make like a switch to. So yeah, I cut off a piece here, put a fade onto it on the beat, so it changes, but it's really subtle enough so you don't notice in the actual video. Then I wanted to have that nice bam. I wanted to be different than all my other videos that are just boring and sometimes like POV shots of FPV shots with the gimbal mode, etc. The typical edits. So I thought, what can I do? I went looking on Google and I found Ocular Sounds. I also got them shit ton of times on my Instagram page. They just, I guess I got tricked by the ad. I bought it. Why not? Business expenses, we can work with that. So that's what we did. And here we have maybe the piece of video I'm most proud of. I'm sorry, it's amazing. It's like, it gives you that Fast and Furious feel when you just hear it. You just go like, oh, sorry, that was my my climax. Yeah, so I went from the shots rolling because the voice over and this is how it's really meant to drive, and I was like, maybe like a bit of the road could be fun. And then we did you hear the robotic, where is it? Right here. You hear the riser. Then we go into like a hard impact and everything just sits together. I think I used 10 audio lines here. Yeah, we have the actual car doing the burnout. Then we have like an impact here because it goes on the throttle. Yeah. And a nice transition to the driving shots. As I said, I wish the driving shots were a bit more aggressive. I could have added a camera shake to them, but I didn't have actual matching audio of him going into high RPMs. So yeah, that was it. It's a pretty short video and not really rushed and also not really thought out. I was like, I had a shot list, but yet again, I didn't follow it because I always tend to make a shot list and not follow it in the end. maybe a nice idea to do that soon, to actually follow my shot list. So yeah, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you learned something from it. And one thing I hope the most is I can learn from you guys. I know you've probably seen 10 stuff that I did wrong in this video. Maybe it's actually the way the video is going. Maybe you clicked away already because it was boring in the first 10 seconds, then I won't get a feedback on that. But if you actually made it this far, please let me know what you thought about this concept of me talking about my shoots. Maybe I'll even start vlogging on site to be like really there when I actually shoot it and not talk after. So yeah, thank you for watching and hope you make many mistakes so you can learn from it, and see you in the next one.